Hello, my name is Susan Vance. I belong to SNAP, Survivors Network of Those Abused by Priests. If you want to know more about our worldwide mission, please go to snapnetwork.org. Yesterday, this lady and I presented something to you in part 1. We're here for part 2, and the topic is, who is the porno hookup priest of East Tennessee, the Diocese of Knoxville? Here's a brief summary of what I said yesterday, but you really need to listen to part 1. I got a tip that there was a profile put on a pornographic hookup site, and it was one of the Catholic priests of the Diocese of Knoxville. His picture's there, big as life. So I tracked number 297. This is not child pornography. That is a crime. That's not what this is, or I would have gone to the police. But I kept a log. I went on and I followed for 11 days to see in how long he was on this site a day. 10.5 hours per day. And later I would do a log which actually showed a lot of days he was on there 12 hours a day. So, this is theft of time. You and I would be fired by HR at our job. They would come in and say, you've been on Facebook and other social media for 10.5 hours out of a 12-hour shift, you are fired. This is theft of time, and in this priest's case, theft of time in ministry. He has cost his parish thousands of dollars of wasted time. He should have been saying Mass. Well, he did sign off to say Mass and signed right back on the site. Or baptisms, same thing. Weddings, everything. Even, as I said yesterday, if he visited your grandma, he'd go see her in the hospital and then sign back on. This is an abomination. It's against church law and everything that we're told about the priesthood. I followed the system, folks, when I did this. There's a reason. For 22 years, I have been a victim's advocate for clergy sex abuse victims. And I have listened to how they followed the system. They did what the church asked them to do. Come to us, tell us, and we will help you. I followed that same exact pattern. And this was a test. And you may want to know, did they pass this test? No, they did not. Not in any way. Everything clergy sex abuse victims have told you about what they go through with the church is true. I have proved it, I have experienced it, and that is why I'm here today, to tell you about it. For 19 months I tracked this priest. I wrote a report and handed it in February 27th to Father Douglas Owens. Father Owens is the delegate from the diocese to this man who is in charge of the diocese currently. Our bishop, Bishop Richard Sticca, was kicked out by the Vatican last June, and Archbishop Shelton Fobb is basically in charge, and everything stops with him. Remember that. Father Owen said, we're doing an investigation, and we will take appropriate action. We will have an appropriate response. Well, that response was horrible. It was a cover-up. And you would think after Spotlight in 2002, which shook the world, the Boston Globe Spotlight report shook the world and made the church get on its knees and promise transparency, promise no cover-up, promise to do the right thing. You would think they would, but no. You open your mouth to them, the cover-up begins. It has not changed. I asked you yesterday to call the headquarters and ask them, who's this porno priest? Where is he? What unsuspecting victims does he have? And by victims, I mean the people in his parish, the men, women, and children who are being duped by him, and apparently for whom the church has no intention of making restitution or any kind of announcement to them. So people have asked me, what was your method of investigation? It's pretty bad when a 73-year-old grandma does a better investigation than the Catholic Church. So all of this is location based. If you know anything about apps, and especially these hookup apps and dating apps, they are all location based because you want to know who's around you to hook up with. Well, I've made a profile and found out how many miles and literally feet away from me this priest was. And I followed this method, and it worked. So, what took me so long? That's what people are asking me. What took you so long? Well, I wanted to be sure. I wanted to prove that this was not a priest of the diocese. On the contrary, it proved exactly the opposite. I have the evidence. Yesterday I showed you this profile of 297. Okay? And this is what I turned into the diocese. This should have been enough for them to do the appropriate response. And that's what I wanted to give them. Enough to do the appropriate response. And they said they were going to investigate. So I thought, okay, they'll find everything else that I have. Apparently not. Or if they did, they ignored it. Because after a while, 297 was taken down. And I thought, oh, wow, okay. Then up pop 188. Same picture, same priest, 188. Tomorrow I'm going to give you the details of how each of these profiles changed. And he added more and more to it. I guess apparently 297 got stale, and he had talked to everybody or whatever, and needed a new, fresh profile. So up popped 188. So I thought, okay. Then came 593. Then came 410. I have all these. Then came 309, which he changed. You're allowed to change your profile name one time. So he changed it from 309 to 718. Don't know why, but I have the evidence. So the diocese was given 297. I have 4 more proof of 4 more profiles with the picture of the priest. And I will tell you tomorrow how the details change. You know, how he, I can't tell you all of it because it's too pornographic to talk about on even an 18-plus YouTube video. But I'll tell you some of the things tomorrow. The church lay and I ask you to call the diocese. Do it. Call them. 865-584-3307. Call them and say, I want to know all about this and I want to know what's up. Now, some of you who are thinking people will want to say, come clean, Diocese of Knoxville, and tell the truth. And we'll be watching to make sure that the press release that you send out from Jim Wogan will actually tell the truth this time. Those of you who are not thinking and are going to not believe this, no matter what proof you get, will want to say, get out there and tell the truth so that she will go off of YouTube. So whether you are a thinking person and want them to actually tell the truth, or whether you're just not going to believe this no matter what anybody shows you, at least you can get rid of me by saying, tell the truth and get Susan Vance off of this series. And this is a series. This is part 2, so tomorrow will be part 3. Call them, please. You do not want their formula to work. They think if they keep you ignorant, that will bring happiness. You'll be happy and you will give money in the collection basket. That is a very thumbnail sketch of what they do. So go and tell them, I'm no longer satisfied with being ignorant, and I am not happy and will not give money until the truth is told. So we're making our plea again. Please do this. Please call. Please get so that their formula doesn't work with you. Just tell them, no longer will I accept this. And let them know. I'll be back tomorrow with part 3. A little more evidence every time. And I hope that you will stay tuned and come back. This has to be fixed. Clergy sex abuse victims deserve better. Thank you.